Hello and welcome back to the Markie channel, and look, okay, I know you guys hate it when I waffle begin the video and I start begging for things like, oh, go and follow my Instagram, oh, go and subscribe to my second channel, like, shut up, Callum, innit? So I'm not going to do that in today's video, although if you want to go and do that on your own accord, and go and subscribe and maybe follow them things, then it would make me really happy, and you're probably a bad person if you didn't do it, but it's completely up to you. I'm not even going to ask for it, okay? Let's get into the topics. Okay, right, so the first two topics are about the same person in Charli D'Amelio, and it's all about, like, people with cameras. That's the theme today, folks. Fucking hell, I feel like I'm like doing like Dora Explorer or something, like some like kids TV show and trying to get you lot involved. Like, the theme today is cameras, guys. Isn't that exciting? But it really is, okay? We're gonna be starting off with paparazzi in the first topic. And the first one we're talking about is paparazzi, okay? And this all started with the Charli D'Amelio show, or the D'Amelio show, should I say, that's on Hulu, which is basically like the Kardashians, just, I'm assuming, a lot more of like a PG version. Well, in that show, there's a scene where Charli D'Amelio is seen crying about paparazzi, okay, which I'm not very surprised about because paparazzi are dickheads. And that's not from personal experience, okay? I don't walk over to like Shoreditch or something down the street and then a bunch of people come out with flashing cameras like, Callum, what's your opinions on the new Trisha Paytas drama? This is all stuff I've just seen online. Obviously, I mean, no one thought you get paparazzi, Callum. You don't need to explain. But from what I can tell, the paparazzi that has followed, like, these TikTokers around, these LA YouTubers around, and just put a camera in their face when they clearly don't want to have a camera in their face, and just ask them some personal questions that they don't want to answer right now, in my eyes, they're dickheads. And I get there's some people who probably do it right, okay? But for the most part, that's kind of what I see, okay? And to be fair, I can see why that would get overwhelming, and I can see why someone like Charli D'Amelio would cry if someone like a paparazzi is bombarding them with questions about certain topics, or just at a certain time when they don't want these topics brought up. Either way, one of these paparazzis by the name of Pap Galore actually posted on Instagram on his story saying a bunch of not so nice things about the D'Amelios. Fuck the D'Amelio show, that's all I have to say. Which, spoiler alert, wasn't all he had to say. And fuck that fake being nice shit when you see me in person. Which sounds a bit weird. Sounds like you're threatening a 16-year-old girl now, which is a bit bizarre. I can always tell it was never genuine. Like, come on, mate. You're a fucking paparazzi. It's not like you're in a relationship with the mother or something, okay? Like, it's not that deep. Fuck the lies and that fake shit. I wish I could say everything I wanted to say on here. Don't use my photos without tagging me or I will sue you. And my lawyer don't play any games. Yeah, I'm sure they don't, Pap Galore. Fuck it. Well, it's quite interesting because after this, he deleted all these stories, so all the stories I've just shown you are screenshots, and actually posted on his Instagram a big old apology. So as you can see right now, it's a big old paragraph. I'm not going to read it all. If you want to pause the video and read it, you can, but I'd probably say you're realistically in the 0.1% of people who will pause to read this. But he basically says he apologizes and he didn't mean to go like Charli and them. It was more of the producers, but he overreacted and all this stuff. Like the standard shit in a situation like this. Now, what's interesting here is, did he actually apologize because he wanted to apologize because he saw that he was quite clearly overreacting? Or did the lawyers get involved? And the reason I say that is because the second situation we're going to be talking about in the camera theme is a photographer, which is very different to a paparazzi, okay? A paparazzi is someone who, first of all, isn't paid to be there, isn't invited to be there, just rocks up, finds out where you are, it's borderline stalking, and shoves a camera in your face and asks you a bunch of questions you don't want to answer. Whereas a photographer is someone who gets paid for their work. They get paid to be at places, and after they do their work, they expect to be paid. It's standard. And I was actually first introduced to this situation when I saw a Danny Gonzalez tweet just the other day. My friend is being threatened with legal action by the D'Amelio's management because he wanted to get paid for his photos. If you don't know, Jake took all the photos for the We Are Two Different People tour. He's a really talented photographer on top of being a really fun dude to work with, but I think my favourite part of working with him by far was paying him for his work. And this seems to be pretty true, okay, because this Jake guy actually posted a video kind of explaining the whole situation.
Multiple articles were written about the situation. A TikTok was released by one of the biggest drama TikTok accounts saying that I was in the wrong, but I think what caused the next thing to happen was this article. Charli D'Amelio slammed by photographer for stealing his pictures for her book. That does not paint the team out in a good light, and therefore once that article was released, in a span of 30 minutes I received 3 calls and 11 texts from the guy who called me the night before threatening legal action. The contact at the D'Amelios texted me saying that him and Charli would be grateful if I could make a tweet or something stating that there was a misunderstanding and she did have the rights to use the images, that you and Charli are good, and asking everyone to put this behind them.
Yeah, so as you can see, you can see how that might be a similar situation to what maybe happened in the first topic we spoke about, but I'm more interested in this one because this guy actually was meant to be paid for his work and didn't get paid. And bear in mind, it's by like the D'Amelio team. Like I said, this isn't really anything that Charli D'Amelio probably even knows about realistically. They have a massive team. There's a lot of people working behind the scenes who are literally paid to do this exact same thing. And it turns out this guy didn't get paid for his work, okay? The pictures he took were in Charli D'Amelio's book and he didn't get paid, which you quite evidently can't do. The weirdest thing here is that the Charli D'Amelio team is very fucking well off, okay? Charli D'Amelio himself is obviously well off. A lot of the money would be handled by certain people, and they can afford to pay people for their work, especially a photographer who's took photos for you for your book. Jake then goes on to explain that the first time he actually received messages from Charli D'Amelio's team, he panicked and deleted a bunch of tweets accusing Charli D'Amelio for not paying him because, like I said, they're getting lawyers involved, they have a lot of money, a lot more than Jake does. They're gonna win a lawsuit realistically, right? They can pay for the best lawyers. And even just on top of that, regardless if they win or lose, do you really want to get involved in legal trouble? Probably not, right? Bit stressful. But this was the second time, okay? And this was only because an article came out that was negative towards Charli, even though there had been a bunch of articles that were negative towards Jake, and Charli's team didn't try and come out and be like, oh no, the guy's fine, okay, it's just a misunderstanding. They let him just burn, you know, just burn in the corner. We don't care about you. And all of a sudden, as soon as it turned on them, obviously Charli D'Amelio's team wanted Jake to kind of like address this and just lie, basically. And he didn't. He made a video explaining it. The full video will be up on YouTube, so if you do want to see the full video, please go and see it. But yeah, hopefully he does get fucking paid for this because it's ridiculous. They can afford to pay him. There shouldn't really be any excuse. He done work for you. That's how work works, okay? They do their job, they get paid. It's very, very simple. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on both of them situations. I realize they're a bit different and you might have different opinions for each one. But yeah, let me know your opinions. And now for the next topic here, we're going to be talking about the Ace family, more specifically Catherine McBroom. As you lot probably already know at this point, there's been a lot of rumors for many, many years now that the Ace family, Catherine and Austin, aren't either together anymore, but they just pretend to be together, or they're in a bit of like an open relationship, and Austin is just known for going around and just sleeping with a bunch of people in LA. It's like, it's got to a point now where it's hardly even rumors anymore. Probably shouldn't say that because I could get sued, so we will say allegedly, but a lot of people have said it. Now, a few people recently is Trisha Paytas and Tana Mojo. Tana on their podcast, Trisha on videos and on the Tana Mojo podcast, and Catherine actually got asked about this, and their response doesn't really address the situation and kind of gives a good idea whether or not Catherine is aware of this.
Is it?
Okay, one more question. Tana and Trisha are always coming up with cheating rumors against Austin. Do you have anything to say about that?
I'm sorry, I don't know who those people are.
Okay, all right, take care.
Yeah, interesting response, okay? I don't know who them people are. Obviously, she just want to answer the question. And at this point, I think we should probably just, like, maybe come to the conclusion that they are in just an open relationship and Catherine's okay with this. Because there's been loads of proof that Austin's going around. Like, there's videos of him with girls, like, in their bedroom or whatever, where it clearly seems like something's going on. Maybe she's okay with it, and each to their own, innit? Some people have relationships that's like that, so yeah, fair enough, I guess. If she's not and she is still just, like, completely delusional over this, then what can you fucking do? I think she's been told plenty of times, but I feel like she's okay with it, personally. And I mean, they've got such a big channel, earning a lot of money. Maybe that's why she's okay with it. I don't know. I mean, let me know your thoughts. And now for the last topic, okay, we've got Trisha Paytas, and it's a kind of response to all the stuff that's been going around about Moses recently. If you see my last video, we spoke about how Moses' ex-girlfriend came out and spoke about how Moses been lying to her about, like, previous wives and all this stuff. And basically saying that Moses is just horrible to her, and said that Moses and Trisha are just made for each other because they're both aspiring to each other, basically. And Trisha kind of responded in a TikTok.
I don't care.
Yeah. You're in?
I don't care.
Okay, got it.
Whatever's meant to be, will be.
So as you can see, Trisha just decided to address the fact that, like, Moses' ex-girlfriend's talking about him. Because obviously people being like, oh, respond to his ex-girlfriend. And Trisha took that as like, oh, people are telling me he has an ex-girlfriend, how dare he? Which obviously isn't the situation. Trisha knows that too. But this is a good way to kind of, like, address it and trying to make it look stupid without actually speaking about what was actually spoke about. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, Moses' ex came out and said a bunch of things, so Trisha doesn't want to address that. I don't think Trisha has to. It's Trisha's relationship at the end of the day. If they want to address that type of stuff in private, they can. I don't feel like it's compulsory for, like, Trisha to respond on YouTube to all of this stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know your thoughts. I'm sure they spoke about it in private. Trisha seems happy with Moses. At the end of the day, Trisha probably just want to have a conversation with Moses' ex. But yeah, I have no idea. It seems like they're just going to have, like, a petty back and forth. Like, maybe some stories, some TikToks. You know, the usual stuff, okay? But it seems like Trisha doesn't care. Let me know your thoughts on anything we spoke about in today's video, because that was the last topic. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new. And you know what? I'll probably see you guys tomorrow, seeing as I'm uploading daily. Hey, it's funny that. Right, see you guys in a bit. Goodbye. I'm a T-star, boy, and that's forever till I die. Up and coming MCU and see it in my eyes every time.